Hello guys, welcome to the lecture. In this lecture we are going to align these two items side by side using Flexbox classes. But first we are going to remove these two dots from the unordered list. So by doing so we are going to select all the unordered list inside the CSS file. If you go to the top, you will see we have already added the all selector and body selector, and we are going to add another element selector. We are going to select all the element which is unordered list element. So we are going to say to the browser that select all unordered list and give a list style of none, because we don't need to give unordered list a style. So save it. So we are not going to give any style to any unordered list which will be shown inside the HTML. So as we refresh it here, you will see that it's removed the dot from here. Now we are going to align our items side by side. So go to the HTML file, because we are going to add classes here. This is the section which we have created to hold these two elements inside a container, and a container is holding these two elements, and one element is holding these dot and other picture which we haven't created, and we will be adding that later. We will align these items side by side. So let's do it. First of all, go to the HTML file. As you can see, we have two elements inside the container. Now make this container a flex container. So we have a class for it, so we'll say flex, and now this container will be a flex container. Now these two elements will be a flex items. Once we have added the flex class, it will automatically align its item in a flex direction row property. By default, it will align item as a flex direction row position. As we know, once we have make our parent element a flex container, these style element will automatically becomes a flex items and will align as a flex direction row position. So by defaultly it will align as a flex direction row property, so we don't need to use a flex direction property here. We are going to use a property called justify content space between, which we haven't created and haven't added. So let's go to the CSS file and scroll to the classes section, which is here, flex classes. You will see here that this section is for justify content property. Right under the justify content space around, we will create another class. We'll say justify content space between, and we will say justify content space between. This is a class which we are going to add, so we will copy this class and we are going to add it here. So now another property which we are going to add here, which we have a class for it, so we'll say align item. We have a class for align item center, so we will align item in a center position in a vertical direction. So we'll say align item center. So we have added a align item center class and justify content space between class and flex class. So save it and let's refresh the page. So the space between property class is not working because we haven't saved the CSS. So now you can see it's working fine. So that's it for now, and see you in the next lecture.